General Hospital spoilers. Charlotte steals Helena's dagger. Sidwell loses control of Alexis frame-up. General Hospital, GH. Spoilers reveal that Charlotte Cassadine, Scarlett Fernandez, could show off her sinister side again now that she's been separated from Valentine Cassadine, James Patrick Stewart. This could put Charlotte on a terrible path, so let's talk about where her storyline might be headed. Jen Sidwell, Carlo Rhoda, seems interested in all things Cassadine, and that may include Charlotte once she settles back in Port Charles. It's easy to imagine Sidwell extending an invitation so that Charlotte can visit her old home and check out the stables at Windermere again. Sidwell might have some agenda in mind involving Charlotte, but another plot of his could go off the rails because of her. What if Charlotte snoops and gets her hands on the dagger Helena Cassadine, Constance Towers, used to kill Alexis Davis, Nancy Lee Grahn, mother? If Charlotte finds out that dagger is connected to Helena, it may immediately become intriguing to her. We can't forget that Victor Cassadine, Charles Shaughnessy, left Helena's necklace to Charlotte in his will, so she wore it for a while and seemed to admire her twisted grandmother. Charlotte might revisit that Helena admiration and could potentially become fixated on targeting Anna Devane, Finola Hughes, again. Losing Valentine could stir up some vengeful feelings for Charlotte and make her determined to make Anna pay. On the other hand, Charlotte might find some other use for that dagger if she ultimately swipes it. Anything's possible if Charlotte becomes Helena's mini-me and lets her mind sink to some disturbing places. Whatever the case, it'd be interesting if Charlotte decided to steal that dagger at some point. It could throw off Sidwell's plans to set up Alexis and make a mess of things, but it also adds some excitement to the story. Will Sidwell lose control of his frame-up plot? Could Charlotte steal that dagger and use it on someone Sidwell didn't anticipate? Based on our GH predictions, Charlotte's return to Port Charles will bring some curveballs, so don't miss all the stunning news ahead. General Hospital spoilers suggest Sidwell may have to make some strategy updates along the way. Port Charles is about to get a whole lot messier as the chaos surrounding Helena Cassadine's infamous dagger spirals out of control. With secrets unraveling and loyalties shifting, General Hospital fans should brace themselves for a shocking turn of events. At the center of the storm, Charlotte Cassadine, the young heiress who has already proven that she carries her family's legacy of mischief and mayhem. But what happens when she gets her hands on a relic with a dark history? And how does this play into the sinister plot against Alexis Davis? Charlotte's dangerous game. The Cassadines are known for their twisted mind games and dangerous power plays, and Charlotte has been steadily proving she is no exception. Having already been manipulated by Victor Cassadine's influence, she remains a wild card, especially now that her father, Valentine, is struggling to keep her on the right path. Rumors swirl that Charlotte somehow discovers Helena Cassadine's infamous dagger, a relic shrouded in mystery and malevolence. With Helena's legacy of manipulation still casting a shadow over Port Charles, this dagger is more than just a weapon. It's a symbol of control, revenge, and power. But how exactly does Charlotte end up with it? Sources tease that she stumbles upon the artifact while snooping through Valentine's belongings, or perhaps even in the Windermere tunnels, where remnants of Cassadine's secrets refuse to stay buried. The moment she lays eyes on it, Charlotte is drawn to its dark allure. Does she believe it holds the key to her family's power? Or is she simply following in the footsteps of the grandmother she never knew? Sidwell's plan unravels. Meanwhile, the nefarious forces conspiring against Alexis Davis may be in for a rude awakening. The plot to frame Alexis for a crime she didn't commit has been steadily brewing, but it appears that key elements are beginning to fall apart. Sidwell, the shadowy figure pulling the strings, has been orchestrating a setup that could cost Alexis everything. But in true GH fashion, even the most carefully laid plans have a tendency to unravel when too many players get involved. With Charlotte now in possession of Helena's dagger, Sidwell's scheme takes an unexpected turn. Could the young Cassidy's interference expose his machinations? If the dagger is somehow linked to the evidence being used against Alexis, its sudden disappearance could raise questions Sidwell isn't prepared to answer. Or worse, what if Charlotte, in an act of misguided Cassadine bravado, decides to use the dagger in a way that directly implicates Sidwell or another unsuspecting party? Alexis fights back. Alexis Davis is no stranger to being targeted, but this time she's determined to take control of her fate. With suspicions growing that someone is working behind the scenes to destroy her, she digs deeper into the case being built against her. Could she come face to face with Charlotte at the worst possible moment? If Alexis stumbles upon the young girl wielding the dagger, it could either spell disaster or provide her with the very clue she needs to clear her name. But there's another, more terrifying possibility. What if Charlotte is manipulated into believing that Alexis is her enemy? Charlotte's past actions, including her vendetta against Anna Devane, show that she isn't above being used as a pawn in a much larger game. Could someone whisper in her ear, convincing her that Alexis is responsible for some perceived Cassadine slight? If Charlotte believes the dagger is her way of reclaiming Cassadine power, she might just make a reckless decision that alters the course of the frame-up entirely. Valentin's worst nightmare. Valentin Cassadine has worked hard to redeem himself and be a better father to Charlotte. But as he starts noticing her erratic behavior and secretive tendencies, alarm bells begin to ring. He knows better than anyone how dangerous it is to let Cassadine influences go unchecked, and the thought of Charlotte following Helena's path is enough to terrify him. Will Valentin put the pieces together before it's too late? If he realizes that Charlotte has stolen the dagger, he may have to make a difficult choice. Does he protect his daughter at all costs, even if it means letting the scheme against Alexis continue? Or does he take drastic action to stop her before she crosses a line that can't be undone? And if Charlotte is caught red-handed with the dagger, could Valentin be forced to confess long-buried Cassadine secrets to keep her from suffering the same fate as her predecessors? Helena's curse lives on. One thing is certain, Helena Cassadine's reach extends beyond the grave. Whether through the dagger, the power plays of the Cassadine family, or the web of lies surrounding Alexis, her presence is still very much felt in Port Charles. As the plot thickens, General Hospital fans should expect unexpected alliances, shocking betrayals, and a major twist that could shake the foundation of the Cassadine dynasty. Will Charlotte's actions expose the truth about Sidwell's deception, or will her obsession with Helena's legacy set off a chain reaction no one saw coming? Stay tuned, because things are about to get deadly in Port Charles.